Alright, so we have officially arrived to ink. And you guys can kind of see, we got here, all the gear out. Boom. We'll go view there. We're gonna go here. Here. And there. And some sandbags. Everything right there. So as mentioned, today's project, we are at Ink Factory, specifically to shoot What the Hell Just Happened, a podcast that I've been, I guess you could say, co-hosting, filming, and editing now for over about a year and a half. Now, Eric Ross is our actual host, and our guest today is Nigel Green. And you guys are getting a sense of the setup. This is a one-man operation when it comes to the videography, the editing, the shooting, the audio, you name it. Now, we're at Ink Factory, and one thing that's fun is they gave us a little bit of a space that this is a co-working environment, and we are literally in the middle of what I would consider an arcade room. Now, and sometimes even noise will come on, but you guys are getting a sense for what it looks behind the scenes. And for any of those wondering why I have my GoPro set next to the Lumix GH7, that's because before this actual clicking and recording, I fried my GH7, or at least I fried the monitor itself. But that's a side note.
Customer creation is the holy grail, and you should throw all dollars that you can to creating and keeping a customer. What's also true is that it is so much more easier and cost effective to keep a customer than it is to go get another one. And there's so many businesses that just don't understand that.
You're in my head. I was going to say,
you guys are getting a glimpse of the different angles, what they look like, what their environment looks like, and kind of what the audio and video sounds like.
if you're catching us here on the radio, good news is you can catch the rest of the first half on your favorite podcast platform and YouTube under, what's the name, Trey? What the Health Just Happened? I always forget the name of our own show. That's not true. Nigel Green, author, 2 books here. I'm going to hold these up. Revenue Harvest. I have read this one good. Newest book is called
How to Hire Elite Salespeople.
How to Hire Elite Salespeople, which is one of the most underrated skills, I think, in the world. Hiring the right people, putting them in the right seat, making sure they succeed.
Now, as mentioned, it was a 3-camera shoot so that we can cut back and forth. We can have our wide shot, and Eric can let it rip as the host, and we can let our guest as well have their own dedicated camera. Now, if I were going to be picky about this particular, I guess, shoot, would be that the entire room was incredibly orange. And I tried to fix that with white balance and also my own lights. But at the same time, when I watch back, that would be the one thing I critique myself the most. But once again, this is a project that I'm pretty happy with in regards to it's a weekly podcast. Sometimes we're in studio, sometimes we're at people's facilities, and the added bonus, or some of you might look at this as not a bonus, but every time we do the podcast, I have to set up the lights, the audio, tripods, cameras, you name it, whether it be out of office or in office. And this has really gotten me into a situation where it's really honed my skills, and I really appreciate it. Sometimes it takes a little bit more work on the front end, but you guys got a sense of what the workflow looked like from the time lapse, from the footage, from the operation, and here's a little bit of the final result so that you could kind of weigh in on what you think of this type of product shot by one person who simultaneously, if you watch the full episode, as mentioned, I get to chime in from time to time, interact. And it's actually a really good, fun dynamic, particularly because I'm behind the camera and I got headphones on and everything like that. And I think people appreciate the fact of being on set, but out of sight, but also interacting and caring about what's going on. So quick video today in regards to a workflow for the podcast, or maybe just a quick BTS of what the hell is going on at What the Health Just Happened. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of What the Health Just Happened, where we talk about all things healthcare, community, business, and life. The goods, the bads, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, and everything in between. And man, we are so fortunate to have on a variety of guests way smarter than we are. Trey, would you agree?
Absolutely.
And today is no different. I love these intros because I butcher them all the time. Fortune 300 healthcare executive, sales leader, and coach. Best-selling author. We're going to talk about that. Husband, father, hell of a Little League baseball coach. Let me see if I got this right. CEOs and private equity partners hire you to optimize the entire revenue function for maximum enterprise value. That was a mouthful.
I can't believe you read it.
Oh my gosh, Nigel Green, this is my guy.
go.
I'm pumped. Welcome to What the Hell Just Happened. I got through that, but my goodness, that was a mouthful. What do you do? What do you do?
I build businesses that are actually valuable.
Build businesses that are actually valuable. We're going to talk about Little League Baseball for sure. Background was healthcare sales. We had talked about addiction recovery centers. What's the journey that got you to this point in Jacksonville?